I actually didn't watch it. When I first heard about the audition, that's when I watched it. So I didn't know about it before.
Why didn't you watch it?
I don't know. It never came up. I never really knew what it was.
But are you a fan of Disney movies like?
Yeah, I really like Aladdin.
Aladdin.
But now I really, really like The Jungle Book.
And with Jon, how did it go?
It went great. He's really funny. He's such a nice guy. It's like every time on set, he would always crack a joke or something like that, which made it different or funny or something.
You want to make sure that the fans like it, and I think that that's how the movie business has changed in the last few years, because it used to be that they didn't care about the source material that much. It was just inspiration, and they figured it's a very small part of your audience. What does it matter? It matters what everybody else thinks. But the fans are a small core group. But I think now with social media, people are very active online and they discuss things. The audience has a much stronger voice, and certainly Marvel Studios was rewarded for caring about the fans. And Iron Man was the first film that they did, and I was there for that, and I remember how that felt of us saying, hey, what do the fans want here? And you start building from there. And I think you're seeing that with Star Wars too. You're seeing a lot of areas where people really consider that relationship. And in this film, I was a fan of this, and I was like, what images do people want? What songs do people want? How much of that can we put in here and not shift the tone of this live-action version of the film back to a children's musical? And that was the tricky balancing act. And we also wanted to balance the Kipling source material into it as well, which is much darker. And just having a real tiger chasing a kid is inherently more intense than the cartoon that people remember. So I knew we couldn't make it exactly the same, but I wanted to make it echo and the themes and the emotion of it. And even the casting of Mowgli, I wanted somebody who reminded me of the kid from the cartoon. And so that was the challenge. And I wasn't so much scared of it as much as seeing it as a very complicated puzzle that I had to solve.
Rudyard Kipling had a great affection for the military, and he was also very concerned that he would be able to impart to his own son the qualities that he thought a man should possess. And quite recently, I had the wonderful opportunity of reading an exchange of letters between Rudyard Kipling and Jon Kipling, his son. And Jon died in the Battle of Loos in 1915, tragically, and that was Kipling's only son. And I read the letters aloud with my own son playing Jon Kipling. So it was an extraordinary moment. And it was during those readings and shortly after I realized that Bagheera is probably the voice of Kipling. That in the film, the book, the versions, that if you want to find the author, the driving energy that I was talking about, the heart of the movie, then it's Kipling and Bagheera.
How would you describe Mowgli?
Me.
Why?
Yeah, because we're both stubborn. We're very similar, so we're both stubborn, energetic, and adventurous.
Why stubborn? What do you do?
I don't know, I don't listen that much. If I think of something, if I really want something, I'll do whatever I can to go get it.
How long did it take you to cast this boy?
It took longer than we wanted to. I was starting to get nervous. We had gone through 2,000 kids. That was a lot of kids from all over the world. There wasn't a lot of. We were going to have to rethink things a little bit if it didn't work out, if we didn't find him. And then, sure enough, it was literally the 2,000th kid. I remember seeing a tape, and I was hoping I wasn't responding so well because I was desperate. And I said, this kid. I started pulling other people into my office. I said, do you like looking at this kid? Because there's something about him I like. He was from Manhattan. I'm from New York. So his sense of humor was very familiar to me. And the way he talked, he was very American. I like the idea of an American in the middle of this. I didn't want it to feel, I wanted to feel like the old movie. In Disney, it felt like he felt American to me.
Yeah, the puppets really helped me because it wasn't just like a tennis ball or nothing there for me to talk with. It was a real puppet, and I'm just looking at the puppet, and that would make it really fun. And Jon used a puppet a lot too, and that made it really easy because it's like an actor with an actor.